Hi, I'm Eric Blevins with HyprMX. We're here at Pocket Gamer Connects in London, and I'm joined by Janet from Homa.
Nice to be here.
Good to have you. So Janet, why don't you do this? Tell me a little bit about Homa Games and your role there.
So at Homa Games, I'm a strategic business development manager. So what I'm trying to do at Homa is actually diversify a little bit the activity of the company, try to grow other business areas outside of hyper-casual. Right now, I'm focusing a lot on casual games. So the main objective for me at Homa is try to find games that are interesting for us, that we see the opportunity to scale them and work with other studios.
Yeah, I think I know Homa as more of a hyper-casual studio. So it's interesting that you're going to be moving into some more casual genres. Are you going to be developing in-house, or is it all third-party publishing?
So right now, it depends actually on the business units that we are talking inside Homa. Right now, we have 4 main business units. As you mentioned, hyper-casual, that's, let's say, the first one. Then we have hybrid casual as well. We have Web3, of course, a lot of people moving into this direction as well. And then casual, that is the one that I'm part of. If I'm talking specifically about casual games, right now we're not looking into actually do games in-house. We are partnering only with the studios. The idea is that if everything goes well and we are able to have a couple of very good games, maybe we'll move into that direction, but not at the moment.
One of the other things that I've always noticed about Homa is there's always someone wearing a sweatshirt or the logo, which I love. So I'm really curious, what is it about the Homa culture that helps everyone thrive, and was it helpful during the pandemic to have a company that's so passionate?
Yeah, for example, in my case, when I joined Homa, it was 1.5 years ago. So it was in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm working remotely from Madrid. So actually having a good culture, it's very important. Also when you have a lot of employees that are from working outside, not in the Paris office. So for me, actually, I love working at Homa because of the level of ownership that each employee has, and also like the autonomy that the confidence the managers give to all the employees. I think that's key in order to have a good company culture. We always talk at Homa that the main, let's say, core values of the company are ambition, curiosity, and humility. And it's funny because everybody at the company actually embrace these 3 values a lot. So that's pretty cool because we all have the same mindset. We work towards the same goal. But I feel like what's key in the company, and that's why the company is growing a lot, is that actually all the employees are very motivated to help the company grow and achieve top things. And that for the culture to work in that type of company, it's amazing because everybody's pushing each other to actually, I don't want to say do the job, but it's actually to achieve the next step inside the company. So it's pretty cool.
So Janet, I noticed there's a portal on the Homa website where studios can basically submit their app to see if you're interested in publishing. What can they expect when they go through that process?
So Homa Lab is an in-house platform that Homa have built for developers to submit their games and see if it makes sense or not to launch or publish or move to the next step, which is very interesting because right now there is thousands of developers that have used Homa Lab on a, let's call it like a beta plus version. And actually in the upcoming weeks, we're gonna do like the official release of Homa Lab, where we're gonna do like a big announcement when all developers are gonna be able to use it and submit their games.
Oh, awesome. And then once a developer comes on board, you're publishing their title. What do you handle? Like, do you take over everything, or is it simply monetization or user acquisition?
Yeah, so the idea is that when they submit the game to Homa Lab, obviously we do a first testing, and there's different type of phases inside a game life, obviously from iteration to launch. The idea is that the developer will find everything there, and there is not only a Homa Lab, there's different tools at Homa as well that we provide to the developers. So first, okay, Homa Lab, they submit the game, it's okay, it moves to the next step. Then they have Homa Belly SDK. Homa Belly SDK, well, actually, it makes life to the developer easy because they will find there all the tools that the game needs, and then all the tools also that our team needs in order to work on the game. And then after Homa Belly, the next step will be launch the game, and then we have something that is called Homa Data. It's an in-house tool as well that our user acquisition and monetization team use. And the idea of it is actually to help the team in a way to launch the game successfully.
Very cool. So the Homa Belly component, is that sort of like a wrapped SDK that puts everything in it? Your tech, ad monetization, SDKs, it all goes in?
Yeah, exactly. It all goes in, and the idea of Homa Belly, I think the main objectives of Homa Belly, it's actually improve the retention and the in-game metrics of the game. And we do a lot of testing, and that's kind of like the main value of Homa Belly SDK.
And then I imagine the Homa data component probably goes into my next question, which is, how do you manage to scale some of these games as well as you do? Because if you look at the list of titles under Homa right now, there's some big games, high DAUs. What's the secret? How does your team go about that?
So actually at Homa, every game has something that we call, let's say, a squad in the back. So each game, I think the most popular games right now are Investment Run, Sukumun. Those are the ones that are scaling most, and also all of the arcade idle games. That it's, let's say, a type of game that is growing a lot inside the company and having a lot of success.
So, as everyone's aware, there have been some huge acquisitions. I mean, even over the last couple of years, merger and acquisition's been giant. The most recent two, we're talking like Take-Two's and Microsoft's, these really big ones. What's your take on sort of the landscape? Do you think that's beneficial for the industry, and what do you think is going to happen moving forward?
Yeah, I think for me, it's in a way super beneficial from the industry because all the companies are growing a lot. You have big players that are investing more on gaming. And actually, I believe that we are all lucky to be in this industry because it's growing like crazy. For me, I believe that there are going to be more acquisitions in the future. We're going to see more on that. And I'm actually really looking forward to which are going to be the next ones. Because for me, the most interesting one at the moment, it's Microsoft buying Blizzard, Activision Blizzard. It was like obviously such a good opportunity for Microsoft with all that it was going around with Blizzard to buy the company. And I believe Microsoft is building kind of like a monster, a gaming monster right now. So
I agree. And are you Xbox or PlayStation?
I would say PlayStation, but because my brother used PlayStation.
Fair enough. Well, Janette, this was really amazing. I'm glad we were able to reconnect with Homa, and I really appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you. The same.
Enjoy the conference.
Thank you.